Hi, welcome in. Day 38, Zechariah, working together. Zechariah shared with his contemporary Haggai the prophetic task of getting the people of Judah to rebuild their ruined temple. Their preaching pulled the people out of self-preoccupation and got them working together as the people of God. There was a job to do, and the two prophets teamed up to make sure it got done. But Zechariah did more than that, for the people were faced with more than a ruined temple and city. Their self-identity as the people of God was in ruins. For a century, they had been knocked around by the world powers, kicked and mocked, used and abused. This once proud people, their glorious sacred history, starred with the names of Abraham, Moses, Samuel, David, and Isaiah, had been treated with contempt for so long that they were in danger of losing all connection with that past, losing their magnificent identity as God's people. Zechariah was a major factor in recovering the magnificence from the ruins of a degrading exile. Zechariah reinvigorated their imaginations with his visions and messages. The visions provided images of a sovereign God that worked their way into the lives of the people, countering the long ordeal of this debasement and ridicule. A message from God of the angel armies. In the same way that I decided to punish you when your ancestors made me angry and didn't pull my punches, at this time I've decided to bless Jerusalem and the country of Judah. Don't be afraid. And now here's what I want you to do. Tell the truth, the whole truth, when you speak. Do the right thing by one another, both personally and in your courts. Don't cook up plans to take unfair advantage of others. Don't do or say what isn't so. I hate all that stuff. Keep your lives simple and honest. Decree of God. Zechariah 8, verses 14 to 17. The messages forged a fresh vocabulary that gave energy and credibility to the long-term purposes of God being worked out in their lives. God of the angel armies will step in and take care of his flock, the people of Judah. He'll revive their spirits, make them proud to be on God's side. God will use them in his work of rebuilding, use them as foundations and pillars. Use them as tools and instruments. Use them to oversee his work. They'll be a workforce to be proud of, working as one, their heads held high, striding through swamps and mud, courageous and vigorous, because God is with them, undeterred by the world's thugs. Zechariah 10, verses 3 to 5. But that isn't the end of it. Zechariah's enigmatic visions working at multiple levels, and his poetically charged messages are at work still, like time capsules in the lives of God's people, continuing to release insight and hope and clarity for the people whom God is using to work out his purposes in a world that has no language for God and the purposes of God. What a day that will be. No more cold nights. In fact, no more nights. The day is coming. The timing is God's, when it will be continuous day. Every evening will be a fresh morning. What a day that will be. Fresh flowing rivers out of Jerusalem, half to the eastern sea, half to the western sea, flowing year-round, summer and winter. Zechariah 14, verses 6 to 8.